Good morning, I am Aprila Ghising Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. 5 ordinances approved by the House of Representatives set to be presented in the National Assembly for decision. Federal Parliament to convene this afternoon. Energy Minister Deepak Khadka to seek an explanation from NEA's Managing Director Ghising. Dr. Vikas Devkota appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Health and Population. US President Donald Trump issues last warning to Hamas for immediate hostage release, confirming direct hostage talks. Consultation with Israel prior to the talks. And New Zealand enters into the finals of ICC Champions Trophy, defeating South Africa by 50 runs. India awaits New Zealand for the title clash. Welcome back. Both the House of Representatives and the National Assembly of the Federal Parliament are in session today. During today's National Assembly meeting, the agenda includes the presentation of 5 ordinances which were approved by the majority in the House of Representatives yesterday for final decision. In the House of Representatives, Minister of Industry, Commerce and Supply Damodar Bhandari is expected to present the Export and Import Regulation Bill 2025 for discussion. Meanwhile, in the National Assembly, Minister Pradeep Paudel will respond to questions related to the Ministry of Health and Population. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli will submit the annual report of Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority. According to the Parliament Secretariat, several important ordinances will be presented for decision today, which includes ordinance to amend some Nepal acts related to promoting good governance and public service delivery 2025. Economic Procedure and Financial Accountability, Ordinance 2025, Privatization, Ordinance 2025, Ordinance to amend some Nepal acts related to improving economic and business environment and enhancing investments 2025, and the Ordinance to amend some Nepal acts related to cooperatives 2025. The House of Representatives will convene at 1 p.m. followed by the National Assembly at 1:30 p.m. The Cabinet has granted authority to Ministry of Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, Deepak Khadka, to seek clarifications within 3 days regarding the removal of Nepal Electricity Authority's Managing Director, Ghising. The government has appointed Dr. Vikas Devkota as the Secretary of the Ministry of Health and Population. Devkota is currently serving as the Director General of Health Services Department. He began his career in the health sector in the Nepalese year of 2053 and has experience of managing district hospitals, health offices, and other medical institutions. His role includes significant administrative responsibilities, including working closely with the ministry's secretary and key officials. With US President Donald Trump enforcing policy to deport undocumented immigrants, fear has spread among those who have reached the US illegally from various parts of the country. Many who pay traffickers large sums of money to reach the US now face the possibility of being sent back, leaving their families back home deeply worried.
Many families in rural parts of western Nepal, especially in Rukum, are grappling with the pain of having loved ones attempt to migrate illegally to the United States. The dream of America as a land of opportunities has led many young Nepalis to leave their homes seeking better opportunities. For some, the journey has ended in success, while for others, it has resulted in jail or being stranded on the way.
टोटल 65 लाख लाग्छ भन्यो त्यतिमा पनि अब चाहिँ अहिले 75 पुराइसक्यो तै पनि चाहिँ अहिले सम्म बाटैमा छ नानी चाहिँ छोरी चाहिँ मेरो मेक्सिको सिटीमा छ मेक्सिको सिटी पुगेको पनि मोटामोटी 3 महिना लगभग हुन लाग्यो
ठुलो छोरी पहिला पुग्यो त्यसपछि अब हामी पनि त्यतै जानु भनेर चाहिँ करबल गरेर चाहिँ दुईटा छोराछोरी गएछ माइली छोरी चाहिँ अहिले जेलमै छ 5 महिना भयो कान्छो छोरो चाहिँ त्यही छ अहिले 60-65 दिन भयो
The fear and uncertainty surrounding these illegal routes are real, as migrants take risky paths through 13 countries to reach the US. Many pass through India or Dubai, and then via Asians, they travel through Russia, Spain, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia, finally reaching Panama before attempting to cross into the US. This dangerous journey, fueled by dreams of a better life, has left families in Rukum and other parts of Western Nepal in a constant state of worry.
कमाउँदै तिर्दै गर्छ मजर त्यो ब्याज उतै लाग्छ ऋण त्यतै लाग्ने हो खै त कहिले चाहिँ त्यो ऋण तिरिसक्ने हो अझ फर्काउने कुरो गर्छन् झन् फर्काइदियो भने त खै हामीहरु त यो हामी गृहस्थी डुब्ने होला.
For those who made it to the US, the struggle continues. Some Nepalis working in the US for months have even quit their jobs due to fear. The situation remains tense, with families unsure of how many people have gone and what their exact status is.
वैधानिक रूपमा गएको भए त्यसको डाटा कलेक्सन गरेर कस्तो अवस्था छ भन्न सक्ने अवस्था पनि सिर्जना हुन्थ्यो. हैन त्यसो भएको हुनाले उनी अवैध रूपमा गएको हुनाले पनि त्यसको एकिन डाटा हामीसँग छैन. तर हजारौं संख्यामा गएका मान्छेहरू अझ बढी अलपत्र परेका छन्, अप्ठ्यारोमा परेका छन् भन्ने कुराभरि हामीलाई जानकारीमा छ.
The Nepali government, meanwhile, has no confirmed records on the exact number of illegal migrants to the US from Rukum or other parts of Nepal. In January alone, 25 Nepalis were deported from the US. Deportation orders are sent by email to immigration offices, and deportees are flown back in regular flights. However, authorities are focusing on dismantling the networks that facilitate these illegal routes, with many deportees cooperating to identify traffickers. The authorities are also increasing surveillance on the organized trafficking syndicates that are sending Nepalis on these dangerous and often deadly routes. Despite some deportees attempting to expose the traffickers, most claim they don't know the individuals behind the networks, highlighting the complexity of the issue.
It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's today's question. Why have authorities failed to break the network of human traffickers that have been sending Nepalese abroad illegally? Your options are A, political protection, B, result of nexus, or C, lack of awareness. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. As the government prepares to draft the budget for the upcoming fiscal year, a sharp reduction in grants from donor agencies has raised concerns. The government is working on a budget of 1.9 trillion Nepali rupees, but experts are suggesting that the size of the budget should be reduced. Nepal is set to draft a budget of 1.9 trillion rupees for the fiscal year of 2082 and 83 BS. At the same time, the United States, Nepal's largest bilateral donor, has halted several grant programs. With the country placed on the grey list for money laundering, foreign debt, interest rates are expected to rise and donor agencies are progressively cutting their funding. In this situation, experts have advised the government to limit the budget to 1.8 trillion Nepali rupees.
In the first week of Nepalese month of Magh last month, the U.S. suspended its assistance through the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. This was followed by a suspension of the Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC program in the first week of Falgun, the ongoing month.
अमेरिकन सहयोग कटौतीले नेपाल मात्रै होइन कि नेपाल जस्ता धेरै विकासशील मुलुकहरूलाई असर पारेको छ. 23 वटा विकासशील मुलुकहरूको त कुल राष्ट्रिय उत्पादन 1% ले घट्ने प्रक्षेपण भइसकेको छ र 8 वटा मुलुकहरूको चाहिँ नि कुल राष्ट्रिय उत्पादन 3 देखि 5% ले कटौती हुने जस्तो लक्षण देखा परेको छ.
As the U.S. halts one grant program after another, the United Kingdom has also decided to reduce its development aid. This reduction in foreign grants from major donors like the U.S. and others is expected to continue, impacting Nepal's budget. Donor countries, especially those in the OECD, are cutting aid, which experts say will have a direct impact on Nepal's budget.
विश्व अर्थतन्त्रले एउटा शिथिलताबाट अलिकति तङ्ग्रिरहेको अवस्थामा धेरै OECD का सदस्य राष्ट्रहरूले आफ्नो सहायता कटौती गरिराखेको, सहायतालाई फरक ढंगले त्यसलाई चाहिँ दिइराखेको अवस्थामा र हामीले सहायता लिनको लागि पनि आफ्नो क्षमता अभिवृद्धि गर्न नसकेको. यस हिसाबले गर्दाखेरि आगामी आर्थिक वर्षको बजेट निर्माणको प्रक्रिया बजेटको वास्तविकता हामीले आफूलाई गर्नुपर्ने सुधार चाहिँ नि अत्यन्त पेचिलो बनेर जाने स्थिति प्रष्ट छ।
The government is implementing a budget of 1.86 trillion rupees for the current fiscal year. Of this, the target for foreign grants is 52.35 billion, and for foreign loans, it is 217 billion. This means that the external loans and grants account for about 14% of the total budget. Only 18% of the total budget is allocated for development expenditures, indicating that most of the development work depends on foreign grants and loans. With the country now on the grey list, the interest rates on loans are expected to increase as well. Experts suggest reducing the budget size due to anticipated pressure on resources as the government prepares a budget of 1.9 trillion rupees.
जो अहिले विदेश सहायतामा सञ्चालित छन् फन्ड हामीले फन्ड हुनकै राखेर स्रोत कायम गरेर बजेट अगाडि बक्करी आयोजना अगाडि बढाछन् भने त्यो त प्रभाव पर्ने नै भए हैन। अहिलेको यथार्थ राजस्वमा हामीले एउटा सामान्य चाहिँ 10 देखि 12% को वृद्धिलाई राखेर विदेश सहायतालाई पनि हामीले एकदम रियलिस्टिक किसिमबाट जुन कमिटमेन्टको आधार होइन अहिले यो चालु वर्षको छ नि यो 1860 जुन अहिले छ चालु वर्षको म त के भन्छु भने 18 खर्बको हाराहारीको बजेट भनेको रियलिस्टिक बजेट हो।
Although large grants were expected when the budget was being formulated, the actual inflow has not met expectations. For instance, the government expected a grant of 52 billion rupees for the current fiscal year, but just around 9 billion has been received so far. As the country transitions from a least developed to a developing country, loan interest rates will naturally rise, and with the grey list inclusion, there is a further risk of higher loan interest rates. In this scenario, the government is under pressure to prioritize internal resources while formulating the budget.
In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces what can be done by local levels to create employment and foster industries in locally. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
स्थानीय स्तरमा रहेका स्रोत साधनहरूको अधिकतम उपयोग गर्ने र त्यो अब पेशा व्यवसाय गर्न इच्छुक व्यक्तिहरूलाई तालिमको व्यवस्थापन गर्ने अनुदानको व्यवस्थापन गर्ने
पालिकाले हामीलाई सस्तो दरमा ऋण दिनु पर्यो र अनुदान पनि दिनु पर्यो।
उत्पादन कुन क्षेत्रमा कसरी उत्पादन हुन्छ त्यसको चाहिँ माटो परीक्षण गरेर जान सकियो र त्यहाँ लगानी गर्न सकियो भने मात्रै हुन्छ।
It's time for international update. The White House has confirmed that the U.S. has held direct talks with the Hamas over the release of the hostages. Washington has until now avoided direct engagement with the group, and there is a long-standing U.S. policy against having direct contact with entities it lists as terrorist organizations. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the U.S. has been negotiating directly with Hamas to try to secure the release of the hostages. She added that Israel had been consulted prior to the talks. Palestinian sources also told that 2 direct talks have taken place between U.S. authorities and Hamas representatives. News of the talks was first reported by Axios, which said the 2 sides were meeting in Qatar to discuss the release of U.S. hostages as well as a wider deal to end the war. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a last warning to release those held hostage by Hamas in Gaza, saying that if Hamas does not implement what he said, not a single person in the group will be safe. He has also mentioned that he is sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. However, it is still unclear what kind of aid the U.S. will send to Israel. Trump has reiterated its warning that the group will face destruction if it does not release the hostages and return the bodies of the hostages immediately. Earlier, Trump had warned Hamas in December that it would face destruction if it did not release the hostages. Trump has again warned Hamas to release the hostages after meeting with hostages released by Hamas as part of the first phase of the ceasefire at the White House. According to Israel, Hamas still holds 59 civilians. Of these, 24 are said to be alive. Now, the future of U.S. support for Ukraine is being pushed further into doubt, with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz confirming that the US has paused intelligence sharing with Ukraine. Since the US currently manages the entire intelligence system of Ukraine, it is estimated that the pause on intelligence sharing will not provide information about the Russian attack. It is reported that the US has also suspended intelligence assistance, including the intelligence sharing. The US has been providing intelligence support and information to Ukraine since the beginning of the war in Russia and Ukraine. Although it is still unclear whether the US restrictions on intelligence sharing are temporary or permanent. But Security Advisor Waltz said that the ban will be lifted in the future. CIA Director John Ratcliffe also confirmed the matter, saying that intelligence sharing has been suspended until the Ukrainian president guarantees a commitment to a ceasefire. Ukraine has heavily relied on the US for military assistance for the 3 years since Russia's invasion, and the decision to pause aid may have a significant effect on the war. Halting intelligence support too would likely have serious consequences on the battlefield. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.